In this video, I'm going to tell you the 5 segments that don't really actually know your target audience and what's good fix you. Because let's be honest, have you ever felt like you've been doing all the right things? You've been posting, you've been grinding, been staying up late just to not see profit? I get it. I understand. Because you didn't create your business to stay open. You created your business so that you could make money, create freedom, and be able to live the life that you ultimately want to live. And without knowing your target audience, you'll stay in that realm of feeling like you're stuck or feeling like you're just spinning your wheels. So in this video, I'm breaking down 5 signs that you don't actually know your target audience and what's being fixed. Number 1, the first sign is that you're talking to everyone, which means you're talking to know specific about who your business is for, what they want, who they are, what age they are, what demographic they are, what psychographics they have, what buying behaviors they have. You want to know all of this information. And if you don't know all of this information, then these are people who will market research. By market research, this is really just understanding who are the people who are in need of your service. But what most people don't understand in this section, when it comes to understanding who their target audience is, they create a product first and then try to find the people that's going to fit it, instead of doing it in reverse of understanding who your audience is first. They have created a product that solves their problems. And that's really what you want to dive into. The better you know your target audience, the easier it will be to create solutions that they'll easily pay you money. So if you identify what their pain points are, what their struggles are, what their roadblocks are, and everything like this, position yourself as the solution to that problem, you will in turn make more money, especially once you identify that you're then position yourself in the position that you know that, hey, I know you're struggling with this. I have a solution for you. Let me give you more information about it. And at the end of this conversation, maybe we can have a talk, and maybe I can say you should put it in it. Or maybe you can buy something. But even if you don't, I just want you to walk away knowing that there's a solution to the problem. Sign number 2 is that you're selling based on deliverables and not based on the outcome. People don't just buy the deliverables. Yes, the deliverables are important, but if you don't understand who your audience is and what outcome they actually want, then you're just selling them a list of things that you'll be doing or hours that you'll be giving them or whatever. They're not really going to sell at the thing. You want to understand that your ideal audience, your ideal client, has a specific outcome that they really want to get. You want to think of it like this. You want to sell the vacation, not the plane to. You don't want to sell them everything that comes with the vacation. You want to sell them on the vacation. So what's the experience going to be like? What's the end result? How are they going to feel? How are they going to be perceived? You want to sell to the outcome that they want, not necessarily the deliverables, because the deliverables just sounds like it's going to be a bunch of work. And that's when you start getting into that habit negotiation period of, okay, I see what you're saying, but can you do it for less? Or this person does it for less. Can we work out a part? Because I really want to work with you, but I can't really afford it. And in reality, they probably can afford it. They just don't see the value in it because you didn't position the outcome. You positioned it based on deliverables. Sign number 3 is that you don't have a buyer journey mapped out. You don't have a customer journey mapped out. You want to make sure that you're mapping out a customer journey. And basically what a customer journey is where do they start with you? What is the next step? And how do they stay in your work? Because if you think about the buyer journey as a dating experience, and I'm not saying you stay your customers, I'm not saying that, but if you think about it as a dating experience, you wouldn't just come up to somebody and ask them marry them right off the bat. And you're doing the same thing when you are asking people to buy your $1,000 thing or your $500 thing or your $17,000 thing when they just met you, when they just found you. Now, yes, you might have some people who are in dire need, who are in dire desperation, and they just so happen to find you in their search for trying to find a solution to their problem. But most people, if you want more customers, if you want people who are aligned with the type of business that you want to be doing, most people are not at their ready to buy right now, right then and there. phase. A lot of people need more information, or a lot of people need to build that relationship or learn or build that trust with you before they spend any money. So what most creative entrepreneurs tend to lack in this area is they generally don't have a lead magnet. They generally don't have something to attract people. They post their work and everything to show, hey, I know how to do this thing. This is what I do. This is what I'm known for. Book me if you're in need. But that's not the only thing that you need to focus on. You need to have a lead magnet. You need to have a nurture system. You need to have a journey that helps a client grow with you, and not just, hey, I'm ready to book. Right. And once they book, when it's a one and done and they're gone. You want to build out a journey and really understand the problem solution cycle that every customer has to go through when it comes to the type of business that you're running and the type of relationship that ultimately that you want to have with your customer. So if you don't have a customer journey mapped out from start here, next step, next step, next step. This is how this is how you can stay in the world. This is how we continue to help you grow. This is how we can continue to push you towards that desired outcome that you really want. You'll be leaving a lot more money on the table. Not trying to be, funny right now, but you're leaving a lot more money on the table because you're ultimately not targeting to them. You're really just talking to their pocket, and people can feel, people know when you're just trying to get their money first, and you're actually trying to help. So in order for you to negate that feeling, it'd be a lot easier for you to talk to the outcome, not to just their pockets. Care more about the people when you care about the money. Don't use the people to get money. Use the money to help more people. Sign number 4 is you're trying to be on every single channel. You're trying to be on every platform as humanly possible. You're on TikTok, you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube, you're on X, you're on Facebook, you're on LinkedIn, you're on Bumble, you're on every single platform, but you don't actually know where your target audience really is. The reason why you need to really understand where your target audience is because if my ideal customer is a business owner who owns a $7 million, industry, I wouldn't spend my time on Facebook because each platform has its own purpose. Each platform has its own audience that caters to that. Facebook is more family friendly, family first, your college friends or your high school friends. It's like that family reunion type. Instagram, on the other hand, is more fast paced, where you get most of your reels. It's where you get a lot of ideas. It's where the faster paced content consumption comes. And TikTok is even faster and a much younger audience that stays on that platform. So, Mike, yes, there are some nuances and there are some things that changes as it pertains to the audiences that entertain on these platforms. But you want to understand, you want to know where your target audience is actually spending the majority of their time, because you don't want to spend time in places where people aren't spending any time. If your ideal person, if your ideal client is not spending time on the platform that you're spending most of your time on, that's why you're not getting any customers, because you don't know exactly. Sign number 5 is that you're not tracking your metrics. You don't understand who your customer is because you don't understand, or because you haven't tracked what metrics are actually about. The metrics of who actually already exists. Who's the people that's actually already looking there for content? Who are the people that's actually engaging? Who are the people that are actually buying? How long are people staying? What are they saying that their problem is? How long did it take for them until they actually got a result? If you don't track this information, you're missing out on a lot of key information that can help you actually pose and sell and compete, market compete. You need to be able to track your result so that when it comes time to working, when it comes time to showing the proof of the results of what it's like working with you, we'll be able to have some concrete figures, some concrete numbers to be able to actually show and actually be able to leverage to be able to reach more people and to kind of help people get over that hump. I'm on the fence, like I kind of want to work with you, but I kind of want to see you been able to do this up. And a lot of times what we end up doing is you end up just saying, hey, I'm good at booking them, instead of being like, look, here's who I help. This is how long it's taking. This is how long they took before they get this. Because sometimes we forget the strength of owning the numbers. We forget that there is a level of trust that comes with the number. Because at the end of the day, numbers don't lie. So you cannot grow, you cannot scale what you do that best. So you want to make sure that you measure everything, that you capture as much data as you can. You're not necessarily a creative business, like you're in a data collection business. So you more data you gain, there's easier it will be for you to market, for you to sell, and for you to close people. So if any of these signs stick out after you identify with any of these signs that I've mentioned in this video, you can leave a note in the comments and let me know which one stuck out to you. And if that helps you, then feel free to join my Profitable on Purpose community where I dive deep into a lot of these things. And it's a community of creative entrepreneurs who want to grow on purpose every day. And we're in there. We have weekly coaching calls and Q&A sessions. We, scope you, identify who your audience is, structure your offer, structure your business in a way that's profitable so that you can live the life that you want and save some of your time that you've been wasting doing things all by yourself. So if that interests you, I'll leave the link to the community in the comment section or in the description below. And if you found this helpful, comment, like, share with a friend who you think this will be helpful with. Hopefully these blessed you. Hopefully you gathered some wisdom from this, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace out.